Well, hello again, and welcome to another episode of the Hyperion Adventures Podcast. I'm Tom. As always, I'm with my gorgeous, wonderful, intelligent, extremely hardworking Disney summer song loving wife and co-host, Michelle.
Thank you, honey. Hi, everybody. And I know when you say with, you are like fingers
Virtually.
in the air parentheses.
Virtually with. Yes, we are still separated for now, and we are still on different coasts, but only for another couple weeks. As of we are recording this episode, it's only going to be 2 weeks, I believe, from today that you are going to be out here. And that'll be it. We'll be together forever out here in our brand new home. So we are recording this episode, by the way, on Friday, June 24th, 2022. Like I said last week's episode, we're going to be recording these episodes on maybe not the usual times, not on Sunday mornings like we used to do them, because of the fact I have a new job. My schedule's weird. I don't know when my next day off is coming. So we're recording now just to make sure we can get this done and on the air for you on Sunday, June 26th, 2022.
Right. Of course, once we're together on the same coast, our schedules will sync up a little bit here better as well. So hopefully that'll be easier too.
That should make things a little easier. I still don't think we'll be recording on Sunday mornings very often.
Right.
But our episodes will continue, at least for the foreseeable future, to continue to drop on the Sundays. So don't plan on that changing right now, though. We want to have them out there for you to begin your week and hopefully bring you a little positive energy into your week. Right, Michelle?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So we appreciate that you joined us today, whatever day it may be. In the future, you can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventurespodcast.com. And while you're there,
we'd love for you and invite you to join our newsletter group.
Please sign up for the newsletter. I did get our newsletter this week. Odds are maybe 50-50 of me getting one out this week because I don't know when I have a day off. But either way, we will get them out to you as regularly as possible. Once Michelle gets out here, she's going to take over the newsletter, and it's going to be an all new, fabulous newsletter. So you're going to want to join it for sure. More than anything, it's just another way to be involved in the Hyperion Adventures podcast world. Another great way is to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. If you are on Facebook, come on over and join us for some good, positive Disney energy fun on our Hyperion Adventurers Facebook group.
Yeah, as I say, it's always so amazing to have such fabulous people sharing all the fun that they have during the week and things that they're looking forward to or plans they have. And I know if you're not on that already, you'll want to be there because it's great fun.
It is great fun, and we got some input on today's show from a couple of our Hyperion Adventurers on that Hyperion Adventurer Facebook group. But it's just good, positive energy, just trying to share goodness and everything that's going on that's great in everybody's world out there with everybody. And so we hope you will join and have some fun there. And if you haven't joined yet, or if you have already joined, thank you for being there. We're a lot of fun. If you haven't joined yet, come on in, join, put your toe in the pool. It's fun in there. It's nice in there. We'll have some fun there. Also, we're on YouTube. If you want to find us there, just do a quick search for Hyperion Adventures Podcast. Hit subscribe. You'll know whenever we have a new video. And if you ever want to contact us for any reason, please hit us up at our Gmail account, HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we really want you to feel welcome, that you can reach out to us, for anything. If you want to share some information or ask questions about our episodes, if there's a particular subject you want us to cover, just feel free. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. We just love being in touch with you in any way, shape, or form through the Gmail account, through social media, whatever it is. We want your input, and we appreciate everybody that does provide us input on a regular basis. Now, if you'd like to support the show and get a little swag out of it while you're doing it, well, there's a couple great ways to do that. One is through our Spreadshirt shop, where you can pick out all sorts of different items in different sizes, different colors with our various different logos that we have. And we get a portion of that to help kind of us through some of the fees associated with the show, and you get to walk around in the parks or at home or in your living room or whatever it is with a little piece of the Hyperion Adventures podcast with you.
Yeah, and I looked recently the other day, and it looked like there was some additional new styles in the T-shirts, and of course they have things other than T-shirts there as well. But it's always something great to go check if you've even shopped there before. There might be a new item that you just can't live without.
Yeah, I get the emails about new stuff that's coming up on that site all the time. So if you want to find us there, just go to spreadshirt.com and you can do a search for Hyperion Adventures Podcast, or you can go to any of our profile pages on our social media. We have a Linktree account there that has a link right to our page. Another great way to do it is through our Patreon page. If you want to find us there, just go to patreon.com/Hyperion Adventures Podcast, and you can become a member and help us out there, and you'll get some swag out of it. We have some episodes in the works, trying to bring some of our Patreon members on. We have tiers starting as low as $2 per month, so not really much. And like I said, you get some cool stuff out of it, and you get to be, hey, a wonderful Hyperion Adventurer Patreon.
Right. And we truly appreciate those of you who are continuing to support us through the Patreon group. It really does, as Tom mentioned, help cover the costs of having a podcast.
Yeah, this thing isn't free. We enjoy doing it. We try and put it out there for you, mostly for free, but there are some fees, and we just kind of like to curb that a little bit. But we also like to give you some swag out of it. Like, not giving you, it's not just you're just giving us money. No, we're going to make it worth your while through one of these ways that you can help the show. Now, before we get into this week's episode, we always like to take a look back at the week that was, because, the weeks, they have their ups, their downs, their highs, their lows, their twists, their turns, but there always are these bright spots within the week that we like to focus on because, we are all about positivity on the Hyperion Adventures podcast. So we like to call this segment My Favorite Thing from This Week. Now, Michelle, you were a little concerned you didn't have one ready earlier, but let's just check in with you and see if you're ready now. What was your favorite thing from this week?
Well, I think really one of the things, I don't know if you want to call it favorite things, but I think one of the things that brought me a lot of joy this week was actually watching the final episode of the Obi-Wan series. We got to do it together virtually, and it was such an amazing episode. It was my favorite episode, and I don't want to give any spoilers away for those of you who haven't seen it, but it was just so fabulous to watch that, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'll give you a spoiler, not a real spoiler, but a spoiler, and probably not actually a spoiler, because the fact is, I cried multiple times during that episode. I had to turn away from the camera. Michelle probably still caught me wiping tears away from my eyes because it was a very emotional episode. I enjoyed it. It is one of my favorite things from this week. When it was announced at the D23 Expo in 2019, I was a puddle in tears knowing that Ewan McGregor was going to come back and play Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I think he's spectacular in that role. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I was a puddle again watching this episode. He did such a fabulous job. I think they wrapped up the series. Hopefully there's more stories to be told, but they wrapped up this season or the series, whatever it may be, in a they did it really, really well. And I really appreciated that. Don't you think, Michelle?
Oh, most definitely. And I think it's interesting you bring up the 2019 when it was first announced. Back then, we didn't have anything else on Disney Plus. Well, Disney Plus hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
And then, they talked about these series, but we never knew what to expect from it. And, I think with the quality of the technology that they've used to make, whether you're talking WandaVision or The Mandalorian, with, just how it's like watching a film, like a movie, granted it's broken up into episodes, but it's that level quality of how it looks, how it feels, the story, the depth of the story, the depth of the characters. And I think it just exceeded anything we were thinking even back then of what was going to come up in these series, and they've all been really amazing, and I think that people have enjoyed, whether it's the Obi-Wan or, like I said, the other Star Wars series, or what's going on with Marvel series as well now, Miss Marvel, and it's great to see that the content is superior.
Yeah, and I think that there's a little piece of something for everybody in these series that you can enjoy. I mean, not everybody's going to love every series, or they're going to think some are okay and some are great, or whatever. But I think that I like that there's a diverse grouping, like especially with Marvel. I mean, you have so many different kind of genres within it. One's more of a kind of a spy, one's more kind of mystical.
Right.
One's kind of a comedy. I mean, they're just so interesting. And that is actually another one of my favorite things from this week, is that we finally we're playing a lot of catch up on some of our shows. I mean, I wanted to be sure and watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi series with Michelle as often as we could, but because our schedules aren't meshed up, being on different coasts, and we have to do these virtually all the time, we are behind on all our shows. But we did finally catch the first episode of Miss Marvel, and I totally enjoyed it. It was just so fun, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and watching more of that with you, Michelle, as that series progresses as well.
Oh, most definitely too. I feel the same way. And yeah, it was such a great intro to what that series is going to provide, and loved it. So Yep.
Enjoyed that. I had a slew of favorite things from this week. One thing that just hit me close at home, because finally is literally close to home, was that we finally got some furniture that we've been trying to get delivered for about 3 weeks into our brand new home. So now I'm not sitting on a folding chair anymore. I'm now actually sitting on a couch as of last night. That was exciting. I ate dinner at a dinner table, not just, basically off the floor.
Your lap.
Yeah, it's nice. And finally, one other thing is that we signed up for the Run Disney Princess Race weekend, the 10K. Right. We will be doing that in February, and we're very excited to take part in another Run Disney race. Hopefully we can do this one, because we've had a couple of false alarms in the past couple of years, but this one,
right,
we're excited to actually knock out for sure.
Yeah. So looking forward to that too. And we're already starting to talk what our bounding or costumes will be, our cosplay will be for the run. So
right. We're still trying to decide which one of us is going to be the princess.
Well, we're trying to decide who's going to wear the princess outfit. We know who's the princess.
That's true. That's true. You all know who the princess is out there. You really do. You do. Enough about that. Let's move on to this week's show. I have lots of stuff for you for this week, including last week we discussed many of the announced fall events that are coming this year to Disneyland. Well, this week we have news about a different season's holiday celebration at the Walt Disney World Resort. We'll tell you all about that. We now know when a favorite DVC spot will reopen, but it'll look a little different when it does. We'll tell you all about that. And last week we were wondering who the godparent will be for the Disney Wish. Well, we have that information for you. And guess what? It's more than one. Many more, as a matter of fact. So you're going to want to find out about that. But enough about all that. Let's go ahead and get to our main topic of the week. So for this week's main topic, it was Summer Solstice, just took place last Tuesday on the 21st of June. And, we haven't done a music episode in a while. We've done some 5 favorite lists, but, what has called out to us often, you've told us many times that some of your favorite episodes that we do are some of our 5 favorite song episodes. So we figured, let's put the two together. Let's put together summer. Let's put together Disney songs. Let's do our 5 favorite Disney summer songs. Right, Michelle?
That's right. And certainly, I think in most parts of the country, summer has really flourished in a big way, and a lot of high temperatures out there. And hot. So, yes.
So hot today.
So hot in a lot of parts of the country. And so, yeah, I think hopefully these will be some fun songs that you might want to put on your playlist as you're enjoying the hot summer weather.
Just a slight digression there. If you see your mail carrier out in some of these hot temperatures, a nice cool bottle of water or whatever will make their day. Just going to say that right now. Not that affects me personally in any way, but just putting it out there. Anyway, sorry. Just wanted to digress on that just a little bit. But let's go ahead and get to our list of our 5 favorite Disney summer songs. And when we do these lists, well, we always start with Michelle. One, because she's awesome, wonderful, all things good in the world. She does the best research. You know she has the best tips. But she definitely has not only the best, but was certain to be the most interesting list. Michelle, what is your number 5 favorite Disney summer song?
Okay, so did you say list or lists?
Oh, here we go. You never know with Michelle. You never know.
Because I was putting together a list, and I realized I have another list too.
Oh, no.
So
here we go.
I promise I don't want to make this a long episode, but
you know,
I couldn't resist to have
you know how it goes.
A separate.
This is the Hyperion Adventures podcast, and this is Michelle's part of it. So,
but going on with my just original, here's the summertime song list. My number 5 is Jonas L.A. Chillin' in the Summertime.
'Cause we're chillin' in the summertime, not a cloud in the sky. Everybody's feeling fine, and everything will be alright. 'Cause we're soaking up the sweet sunshine, not a worry on my mind. Everybody's feeling fine, and everything will be alright. 'Cause we're chillin' in the summertime, not a cloud in the sky. Everybody's feeling fine, and everything will be alright. 'Cause we're chillin' in the summertime, not a cloud in the sky. Everybody's feeling fine, and everything will be alright.
I mean, I feel like this fit the bill. It's got the word summertime in it, and who doesn't love the Jonas Brothers? Come on.
I don't think I've ever heard that song, but I like it. I dug it. That was fun.
Yeah. So I guess we're up to your number 5 to start your list.
Now to the boring list, the much more traditional list, the list that isn't going to interest anybody. It's just, basically just get your song out of the way so we can get back to Michelle's list, please. My number 5 comes from the movie Brave. And while it's not expressly summer, I just kind of feel like it has a little bit of a summer feel too.
Where dark woods hide secrets and mountains are fierce and bold, deep waters hold reflections of times lost long ago. I will hear every story, take hold of my own dream, be as strong as the seas are stormy and proud as an eagle's scream. I will ride, I will fly, chase the wind and touch the sky. I will fly, chase the wind and touch the
So yeah, that's Touch the Sky from Brave, of course. And like I said, it's not expressly a summer song, but there's just something about it that kind of feels like, getting out to the outdoors, enjoying the season. It's bright. It just has that outdoor feel that I kind of think you can associate with summer.
Yeah, and it's funny because that would have been almost on my list as well. Definitely on an honorable mention. So it does have that summer feel to it for sure.
Oh, thanks. But enough about that. Let's get back to the real list. That's my number 5 favorite Disney summer song. Let's get to Michelle's number 4 favorite Disney summer song.
Okay, my number 4 favorite Disney song, and this might be on your list because it's from High School Musical 2, It's called What Time Is It?
Everybody ready, going crazy, yeah, we're out. Come on and let me hear you say it now, right now. What time is it? Summertime. It's our vacation. What time is it? Party time. That's right, say it loud. What time is it? Time of our lives. Anticipation. What time is it? Summertime. School's out, scream and shout. No more waking up at 6 a.m. 'Cause now our time is all our own. Enough already, we're waiting. Come on, let's go. Out of control. What time is it? Summertime is finally here. Let's celebrate. Wanna hear you loud and clear now. School's out. We can sleep as late as we want to. It's hot time. Now we can do whatever we wanna do. What time is it? It's summertime. We're loving it. Come on and say it up and down. What time is it? It's party time. Let's go now. Time of our
So yeah, I mean, again, totally meets all the criteria to be on a summer song list. But I love the tune. I just love the beat to it, and it totally you can relate thinking back of when last day of school and summer's starting.
Yep. It is on my list. I had a little higher than you, and I will tell you kind of where that is in just a moment here. It's kind of teamed up with another song that I had a 3A, and well, I guess I just told you that I had an A and a B on. And I'll let you know about that when I get to that number here coming up in just a second. So great choice, Michelle. Like I said, on my list. So I love
Thank
it.
you. It's funny. I almost had it as 3. I've gone back and forth, and more recently switched it to number 4. So I think we were pretty synchronized there.
Pretty
But,
close. Pretty close. Not
yes.
quite matchy, but pretty close. So.
Pretty close. What about your number 4, honey?
My number 4 song, again, not an expressly summer song, but there's just kind of something fun about it that kind of makes me think of summer.
You're never not on my mind. Oh my, oh my. I'm never not by your side. Your side, your side. I'm never gonna let you cry. Oh cry, no cry. I'll never not be your ride. Alright, alright. Like you, like you, like you. I've never met nobody like you. Had friends and I've had buddies. It's true that they don't turn my time me the way you do. I've never met nobody like you. You're never not on my mind. Oh my, oh my. I'm never not by your side, your side, your side. I'm never gonna let you cry. Oh cry, don't cry. I'll never not be your ride. Alright, alright.
So yes, of course, Never Not On My Mind from the band Four Town from Turning Red. And it just speaks to the 12-year-old girl that's inside of me. That makes me feel like, it's summertime and my favorite band is out playing and I want to go bop to it. So I get it. So that's why it's my number 4.
Oh my God. It's so hilarious that you had that on your list, because I wanted that one on my list. And I was like, but what can I say? Why? And the only thing I could think of is, well, you could think of summer concerts and things like that, and because I didn't feel like I could say much about it, I took it off my list, but I love it. I'm glad you have it on yours.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it expressly within the movie says it's a summer concert, but it just kind of feels like a summer concert.
Right.
It just kind of feels like that boy band coming to town and you're going out there with your best friends, your BFFs, and having a great time and singing and dancing, and it's just fun. And again, the 12-year-old girl inside of me has reared its face once again. So anyway, so that is my number 4 favorite Disney summer song. Let's get back to the real list. Michelle, what is your number 3?
Well, my number 3 also has a 90s feel to it, because it is from a movie from the 90s, from a Goofy movie, After Today.
After today, I'm gonna be cruising.
No more pep rallies to cut.
After today, my brains will be snoozing.
I'm gonna sit on my butt.
I've got less than an hour, and when this is ended, I'll either be famous or you'll be suspended. Just think of all the time I've been losing, waiting until I could say, gonna be on my own, kiss the parents goodbye, gonna party from now till the end of July. Things will be going my way after today. I wish that this was the day after today.
So, yeah, I mean, the song is just adorable, but, really it's, if you haven't seen the movie, it's it's the last day of school and everybody's really thinking and talking about what they're going to do over the summer or what they don't have to deal with because school is going to be out. And so I just thought that's definitely a great start of the summer kind of song.
It's a great choice. I mean, I really probably should have been on my list. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I was trying to think, is there a song from a Goofy movie that I could put out there? And I mean, any of them, there's a lot of songs on there that could really be summer songs. But I didn't really, pin one down as being on this list. But when you mentioned it here, I'm like, oh, yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah, it's the last day of school. Everybody's getting ready to wrap everything up. And, it's also Max's last chance to impress Roxanne, so it's perfect. So that's, again, Michelle's list, always the best list, as you just saw right there.
I don't think so. Well, I guess we're ready to hear about your duo of number three songs.
Right. So since I tipped my hand a little earlier, yes, I do have a 3A and a 3B. 3B was What Time Is It from High School Musical 2 that you just heard earlier. And I kind of teamed them up with this other song because I kind of felt they both kind of had that same feel to them. And I just thought that they kind of belonged together. So here's the other song that is my 3A.
Everybody's digging on the rays of the summer sun. The sand and the waves are made for having fun. Grab your boy, your girl, and hold on tight. Hip cats, hot dogs, yeah, we're so out of sight. Are you ready? Ready, Freddy? Ready, steady? Let's go! It's a summer paradise, cruising with the boys and girls, surfing day and night, everybody shoot the curl. Hey, five, keep it alive, and then you drop down low, all toes in the nose. Hey, stand hot dogging again, let's go! Surf's up! Woo! Woo!
So yeah, that is Surf's Up from Teen Beach, the movie, the Disney Channel movie. And I just kind of felt like that and What Time Is It from High School Musical 2 kind of belonged together. They kind of had that same kind of energy, that same kind of vibe. But it's all about, school's done. Michelle, you mentioned this a little bit earlier when you were talking about What Time Is It. School's done. We're going to get out and have this amazing summer, whether, we all live that, whether we actually had it or whether we perceived it. That's like when you get out of school, when school's wrapped up and it's the summertime, you're like, yeah, we're going to do all this great stuff. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to hang out. We're not going to have to wake up early. We're going to do all this great stuff. And yeah, part of that probably comes true. Yeah, a lot of it is like, okay, yeah, summer, maybe it doesn't do as much. But either way, it has that same energy you feel when school gets out for the summer.
Yeah, totally it does like that. And that's why I think a lot of times, if you're thinking back or, probably in the moment too, that actually the last day of school, right? That's the most exciting because you're thinking about what it's going to be like for your summer and you're thinking your summer is just going to be tremendous. And, like you said, it may or may not turn out that way, but right at that moment, you have so much excitement and so much energy for that. It's kind of like a sporting event, right? When you're going to a sporting event and the game is just about to start and you just have that energy that, yes, our team's going to win. And, and so it's kind of like that. So great choice, baby.
Thanks. So that is my number 3, but back to the real list here. Michelle, what is your number 2 favorite Disney summer song?
So my number 2 Disney favorite summer song from Lilo and Stitch is Hawaiian Roller Coaster.
There's no place I'd rather be. Lingering in the ocean blue. I'd surf till the sun sets beyond the horizon. Flying by on the Hawaiian roller coaster
Yeah, I mean, it really, again, you're thinking of being at the beach in the summertime, and whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, what could be more fun than doing that on a surfboard?
Sure. Well, guess what? We're matchy here. That is my number 2 favorite Disney summer song as well. And I agree with you. I mean, it's summer, again, not expressly summer, but it has that summer feel, summer vacation in Hawaii. I was never a surfer, even though I grew up in San Diego or in Southern California, I was never a surfer, but I did boogie board plenty. And that was kind of my Hawaiian roller coaster ride, boogie boarding out there, kind of that same feel. But, it just is, it has that vibe to it. It has that energy of getting out to the beach, getting outside, having that fun on the water. And that's what I like about that song. So great choice. Yeah. Great choice.
Thanks. Yeah. Ditto. Ditto.
All right. So I guess we'll move right on to the real list, the real number 1. Michelle, what is your number 1 favorite Disney summer song?
Okay. Well, I have 2 number 1s. I'm sure one of them is going to be the same as your number 1.
You think so?
I do. So
I wonder which one that could be.
I know. I'll give my 1B first. Because I know my 1A and your number 1 are the same. If they're not, I'm just going to slide out of my chair right now. So my number 1B is from my girl Candace. It's Such a Beautiful Day.
I'm gonna keep my outlook bright and cheery. Gonna think some happy thoughts and gonna keep them near me. Though my brother's crazy antics could make anyone weary, I won't get sucked into their chaos theory. As long as they don't build a giant roller coaster, robot versions of themselves, or strand me in a video game. You know what I mean if you had seen the cattle drive the time machine, the giant paper pelican plane. They build motorized chariots and escalator to the moon, the tallest building, treehouse robots, other nonsense coming soon. A shrinking cell, a waterfall, a robot dog, a Trojan horse, a broken links, a fairy trot, and pyramid-related sports. But today I'm not worried about any of that noise. Today it doesn't even matter what those silly old boys are doing. It's such a beautiful day. It's really such a beautiful day. It's really such a beautiful. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I just that song, again, and if you've seen the movie, she's on her bike and she's just the sun is out and she even says that and everything, obviously, and to me it could just fit that summertime vibe.
Yeah.
But my number 1A, which I don't even think it needs a drum roll. I think it's your number 1, from our good friend Olaf, In Summertime.
And I can't wait to see what my buddies all think of me. Just imagine how much cooler I'll be in summer. Da-da-da-do. Ah-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boo. The hot and the cold are both so intense. Put them together, it just makes sense. Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-do. Winter's a good time to stay in and cuddle, but put me in summer and I'll be a happy snowman. When life gets rough, I like to hold on to my dream of relaxing in the summer sun, just letting off steam. Oh, the sky will be blue, and you guys will be there too. when I finally do what frozen things do in summer.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't you dare.
In summer.
Yes, that is the shock.
I
Yes,
know.
hashtag real men love Frozen. That is my number one. Yes. I mean, it's Olaf, a snowman singing about how great summer is. It's Olaf, like I just said. It's Olaf. It's Frozen. Of course, that's my number one. So great choice. Going back to your song from before that, your 1B or whatever it was there.
Right.
It's a great song. I had a list of like 18 Phineas and Ferb songs. I was trying to figure out which one you would go with on your list because it's all about
It's funny
summer.
you should
with
say
Phineas and
that.
Ferb. So, do you have a 5 favorite Phineas and Ferb summer song list?
I do. I've handled that for both of us, honey.
We'll get to that when we get to our honorable mentions, okay?
All right.
All right. So, great list, Michelle's list. Always the best list. You just heard it right
We
there.
had a lot of ties
For
this
sure.
time.
We
A
had
lot of
few. We had,
similar.
some matchies. Yeah, for sure. We did get a couple of listener selections. Now, we didn't get as many as usual, probably because we're recording earlier than normal.
Yeah.
I got to learn now that we're recording a day or two earlier than we normally would, that I got to put the announcement out on social media that we're looking for these a little bit earlier. But we did get a couple. And so first we got from Scott in Minnesota. He said, these may not all be summer songs, but they give me that happy-go-lucky summer feeling when I hear them. Starting with number 5, I think you'll like this one.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be found off my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you.
So there you go.
Great.
Bare Necessities, of course, from the Jungle Book. I think that's a great choice for a summer song, actually.
Totally. Yeah, that's great. That is awesome.
So moving on, he has at number 4, Zippity Doodah. At number 3, Hakuna Matata. At number 2, well, we're just going to cross this one right off of your Phineas and Ferb list right now.
There's 104 days of summer vacation, then school comes along just to end it. So the annual problem for our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe building a rocket or fighting a mummy or climbing up the Eiffel Tower. Discovering something that doesn't exist or giving a monkey a shower. Surfing tidal waves, creating nanobots, or locating Frankenstein's brain. It's over here! Finding a dodo bird, painting a continent, or driving our sister insane. Phineas! As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff to do before school starts this fall. Come on, Barry! So stick with us, cause Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all. So stick with us, cause Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all.
Mom! Phineas and Ferb are making a title sequence.
Yes, of course, the Phineas and Ferb opening theme song as sung by Bowling for Soup, by the way. Just the very first song just set that series up for so much great music. I know you agree, Michelle.
Oh, yes. And that was number 5 on my Phineas and Ferb summer song list. But I just want to give a shout out to Scott for being so talented and really having a great list.
I was going to put Phineas and Ferb on my list, but I just figured you'd have it all covered, which apparently you do. So I just didn't bother putting any on my list. I mean, I usually could have put several songs on there. So
Sure.
Anyway, that is a great choice. Finally, at number 1, how can Olaf's In Summer not be number 1? Hashtag Real Men Love Frozen, says Scott in Minnesota. Thank you, Scott.
Nice.
Appreciate it. We also got a list from Sue in the UK. She said, let me think. Okay, I'll go with 5 bare necessities, 4 Hawaiian roller coaster ride, 3, You Got a Friend in Me, of course, from Toy Story.
Right.
2, Just Around the River Bend. And the number 1 song that she has is...
Under the sea, under the sea. When the sun begins to the what do they got? A lot of sand. We got a hot crustacean band. Each little clown here, no heart to jam here under the sea. Each little slug here, cutting a rug here under the sea. Each little snail here, know how to whale here. That's why it's hotter under the water. Yeah, we in love here, down in the fun here under the sea.
Of course, Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid. Do they have summer under the sea? I guess it doesn't really matter. It feels it has that summer feeling to it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I totally agree. I'm using the word totally a lot today for some reason.
It's like
totally.
Totally.
No, but I agree with Sue. That's a great song.
It's a very summer word, totally.
There was a couple songs that I felt would from The Little Mermaid that could make this list. So I'm glad somebody did include it in their list.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Sue. I always appreciate your input for sure. Now to the honorable mentions. We'll go ahead and start with Michelle with her list of Phineas and Ferb songs in her honorable mentions. Go ahead, Michelle. What you got for us? Okay,
so as we said, and I guess I should, say, especially for people who aren't familiar with Phineas and Ferb, the whole scope of what that show is about is the summertime and what they do during the summer. So it would only make sense that many of their songs relate to summertime.
Right. They're just trying to make every single summer day the best day it could possibly be for that 100. As you heard in the opening theme song there, 108 days. Was that right? 108 days of summer vacation. 104 days. Thank you. Although they went way more than 104 days of summer vacation. But yes, they're just trying to make all those 104 days as best they could be.
Yeah. And so you already played the number 5. The number 4 is Summer. Where do we begin?
Summer, every single moment is worth its weight in gold. Summer is like the world's best story and it's waiting to be told. It's ice cream cones and cherry soda dripping down your chin. It's summer, man, where do we begin? It's summer, man, where do we begin?
I love that song. It's adorable. And then moving on, because I know I don't want to hold this up too much longer, is Summer Belongs to You.
Don't waste a minute sitting on that chair. The world is calling, so just get out there. That's what I'm talking about. You can see forever, so your dreams are all in view. Yes, it's true. Summer belongs to you. Summer belongs to you. Summer belongs to you. Summer belongs to everyone, so have some fun. There's nothing better to do. Summer belongs to you. Summer belongs to you. Summer belongs to you. Summer belongs to boys and girls all around the world. We wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. Summer belongs to you.
Too cute, right?
Yes, always. The music, it's the best part of that show. I mean, it's a great show just for many reasons, but the music is really the best part of that show, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And number 2 kind of goes along with something I had talked about before with the other list in my number 2, and that would be Backyard Beach.
Now you see we're having fun playing under the sun and get in line, cause the wet ski's running. A backyard beach, nothing's out of reach, we got the backyard beach. You can change in the broken hut, drink out of a coconut. 3 games for a token, but the rest is free. You got skiing, parasailing, surfing in the play lane. Your contacts need sailing, the rest you can't see. Got the backyard beach, nothing's out of reach, we got the backyard beach. Got the backyard beach, Don't fall into to the beach, got the backyard beach.
Such a great episode where they actually create a beach in their backyard, ocean and all.
Completely plausible, as all those episodes are.
Right. And my number one favorite Phineas and Ferb summer song is Summer All Over the World.
'Cause it's summer all over the world. Every boy and every girl jump up and say, ooh, yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah. Well, if not the world, then at least in the northern hemisphere. The other half is in a different time of year. They can still say, ooh, yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah.
Hello, world! Welcome to our musical tribute to summer. And if you're wondering what we're doing today,
we're reaching out to everyone to share our love of summer. Using photographic technology, we are simulcasting our virtual shows around the planet.
To put it simply, we're joining you to celebrate around the world, all from the comfort of our own backyard.
Every corner of the world, yeah. 'Cause it's summer all over the world. Every boy and every girl jump up and say, ooh, yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah. Well, if not the world, then at least in the northern hemisphere. The other half is in a different time of year. They can still say, ooh, yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah.
I believe that's actually the final episode of Phineas and Ferb that song takes place. I mean, the
pretty
final
sure
official regular episode, although I think they did a little bit of a special episode, but yeah, great song.
Yeah, they all are. And hopefully, if you haven't watched Phineas and Ferb, I just really encourage you to give it a shot. I know I've said this in the past, when that show was really actually, I don't want to say live, but had just come out on Disney Channel. It was something that just looked too weird for me to catch my eye, but gave it a chance years later and have loved it. Our son Scott loves it, and it just really touches on both. It does have some adult humor in it as well, but
there's some smart humor and some smart. It's really an intelligent show. I mean, it looks, if you just look on the surface, it looks silly, and there are some obviously silly aspects to it, but there's really some intelligent portions to it where you actually learn things from that show. It's actually really smart.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the extra list. Did you have any honorable mentions?
Most of them have already been named, but I can't leave the show without giving my man Lin-Manuel Miranda a little love here, and something from Moana.
Away, away, we set a course to find a brand new island everywhere we roll. Away, away, we keep our island in our mind, and when it's time to find home, we know the way. Away, away, explorers reading every sign. We tell the stories of our elders in a never-ending chain. Away, away.
So yeah, we know the way from Moana. It kind of explores that, getting out on a summer trip, although obviously it's a different, more explorative trip that they were going on to try and find new islands, new lands and everything. But it just kind of has that getting out and exploring new things, finding new things, trying new things, which I feel like is a good part of summer. And plus it's from Lin-Manuel Miranda, so I had to get it on the show. Because we want him on the show. So I had to bring at least a little bit of it into this episode.
Right. And kind of like Little Mermaid, there were several songs from that film that could have probably made it onto a summertime list. So I'm glad you included that one.
Thank you. So that is our list of our 5 favorites, maybe 5+ favorites summer songs. We still love to hear yours. I know, like I said, I got the social media posting out a little late, so you may have not had a chance to submit yours. Let us know, what are your favorite Disney summer songs? We will, I promise you, we will share them on an upcoming show. so many great songs. I think we could have actually gone on with that list for a long time. You had 2 lists. We could have had many, many more lists because there's just so many great summer songs with that, some of them aren't expressly summer, but they kind of have that feeling to them, right, Michelle?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, they have the feel. They have the essence of it, or when you're hearing that song, it makes you think about summer.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So let's go ahead and move on and get to our Disney stories of the week. I do have a few for you this week, and I'm going to start with, last week we discussed many of the announced fall events that are coming this year to Disneyland. Well, this week we have news about a different season's holiday celebration at the Walt Disney World Resort. It was the halfway to the holiday celebration on the Disney Parks blog this week, so I've got some cool stuff for you. Yeah. So we'll start with, again, this is from the Disney Parks blog. They say holiday joy will unfold at Magic Kingdom as Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party returns this year. Yay! On 24 select nights from November 8th through December 22nd, 2022, this separately ticketed event will invite guests to Magic Kingdom for an evening of merriment, where you will have the ability to join Mickey and his pals at Cinderella Castle stage for the ultimate must-watch Christmas extravaganza, Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration. The show features nostalgic and modern medleys of holiday music paired with dance performers. Minnie Mouse orchestrates a sparkling spectacle over Magic Kingdom as part of Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks full of holiday magic, and the show includes dazzling castle projections, fireworks, and seasonal songs. We got to see that a couple years ago and just really enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. And the projections, wow, really fabulous and so entertaining. Loved it.
Put you right in the mood of the season for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with his famous flying reindeer leading the way, Santa Claus will join Mickey Mouse and friends in the must-see Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade as it makes its way through the park. Speaking of Santa Claus, he is the only one who likes cookies during the holidays. Partygoers can indulge in complimentary cookies and hot cocoa at locations throughout the Magic Kingdom. When we did this, we had many cookies. Cookies.
I think we pretty much got our money's worth just because of the cookies, and they were great.
I think we survived the early days of the pandemic just on cookies from the Very Merry Christmas Party alone.
And what was also good, they talked about the hot chocolate, but they also had some other treats. They had, if I recall, eggnog, and they had some, I think, apple cider as well. I mean, so,
sounds
but
familiar.
it's just to be able to go around and experience the treats and the feel of the holidays is so fabulous, and so glad to see this wonderful event returning.
Yeah, very excited for it. Can't wait to see it come back. Also, Magic Kingdom attractions will get a special dose of Yuletide cheer. Holiday magic will once again transform the Jungle Cruise into the Jingle Cruise.
Jingle Cruise.
Love that, yeah. And as an exclusive treat for event attendees, Space Mountain, Tomorrowland Speedway, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, and the Mad Tea Party will all receive a special holiday makeover. Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe becomes the coolest place to get down, with denizens of the North Pole dropping by for an intergalactic dance party. Intergalactic in the North Pole seems weird, but I'm for it. I'm all good with Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, so that's fine.
Yeah, I believe we did participate in that dancing. It was pretty fun. I remember that really well. So, and the other overlays were fun too. Even the Tomorrowland Speedway had, extra, holiday things to see along the track, and that was fun. I remember taking a lot of pictures.
Yeah, and you can get a great view of that from the People Mover as well, if you don't want to get behind those smelly cars, because I get that. But either way, they do have some good decorations there for that. Also at Magic Kingdom, dance the night away alongside favorite Disney characters during an out-of-this-world holiday show, A Totally Tomorrowland Christmas, on the Rocket Tower Plaza stage. The fun continues for young partygoers and Disney Junior fans of all ages at Storybook Circus during the Disney Junior Jingle Jam. I had to say that slowly because that was a tough one. Yeah. As Disney Junior's characters take part in a fun-filled dance celebration. And new, in honor of the 50th anniversary celebration, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party attendees will discover 3 jolly new photo opportunities, Guests will also receive a special 50th anniversary commemorative keepsake theme for the holidays. Now, tickets for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party are limited and may be purchased online beginning on July 7th, 2022. Guests of select Walt Disney World Resort hotels can begin purchasing tickets as early as June 30th. So that's coming up pretty quickly. So be prepared if you have a trip planned. Ticket prices will range from $149 to $199 per person based on what date you happen to be attending. And there's more information, of course, on the Walt Disney World website.
Very cool.
Very cool. That's very exciting. It's one of my favorite parties. I love the Very Merry Christmas Party. It is really enjoyable. It's a blast there. We got dumped on with rain and still had a great time when we went.
Actually, I think that kind of helped in freeing up some of the attractions and
so
stuff.
Many cookies.
Yes. So many cookies.
Moving on, we now know when a favorite DVC spot will reopen, but it'll look a little different when it does. This from the Disney Vacation Club website. The Top of the World Lounge at Disney's Bay Lake Towers is set to reopen on July 11th, 2022, with a little bit of a dastardly twist. It will now be titled Top of the World Lounge, A Villain's Lair.
Nice.
Yeah. So here's the story of how this came to be the covert hideout for some of Disney's most dastardly villains. Even the ruthless have a chance to relax from time to time. They said whether pursuing puppies or stealing souls, messing with a mermaid or belittling a beast, evil doing is exhausting. And since a dishonest day's work is frowned upon by mainstream masses, the deliciously devious decompress away from judging eyes, hiding deep underground or on top of the world. Swapping stories of sabotage and toasting with tales of terror, the unsavory unwind in places inaccessible to the innocent. So, when the Top of the World Lounge temporarily closed its doors atop Bay Lake Towers at Disney's Contemporary Resort, it didn't take long for the idle enclave to become a devil's playground. They said they're not sure how they got there. We can only guess by monorail, but we do know they were there. For when we returned to reopen this picturesque place to mingling members, we found stuff left behind by these hustlers in a hurry. Curious couture from the wicked wardrobes, artwork befitting their ghastly galleries, and rebellious recipes for their cunning concoctions. That's when we did what so many great cast members have done before us. We gave the place a longer name. Welcome home to the Top of the World Lounge, a villain's lair. Like the best Disney stories, it's a place of magic with a touch of tragic. So I love that backstory behind it.
Yes.
I guess it's gonna place mostly be the same place. You're gonna get the great same views of the fireworks. It's gonna be kind of that same lounge. They've just tweaked the carpeting, tweaked some of the decor, and obviously some of the menu as well, and just gave it a different feel. And people love the Disney villains, so I get it. And I'm excited to. Look, I've been excited to get back to the Top of the World Lounge. I'm really excited to see what it's like as the villain's lair.
Yeah, most definitely. I think this is good because it's going to hit some other age groups that may not have felt as welcomed or wanted in that lounge before. So, especially for the younger crew, they liked it going for the fireworks, but I think some of the rest of it was probably not as enticing. And so this is great that it's really going to touch on more people can enjoy it. More age groups can feel like it's a special place for them too.
Right. So very exciting. Can't wait for it to reopen. I know there were some special dates, kind of a soft opening essentially that were sent out to, I believe, some DVC members that are staying on property. We didn't receive that email. We don't have a stay for that weekend, unfortunately, but I know that there were some that went out to some people. So I think they're going to get to some chances in the days before it actually reopens to check it out, but it'll be open for every DVC member. Once you get to the 11th, you do have to be at least with a DVC member. Thought you had to be staying on property. I didn't see that in the list of directions to go in there, but you will have to check in down below at Bay Lake Tower Make sure, obviously there's some limited space up there, so it could be if you get there a little late, there is a chance you might not get in, especially, it's going to be very popular with the retheming and everything. And since it's been gone and closed for so long, I'm sure there are a lot of people itching to get back there, but it's exciting. I can't wait to get back to the Top of the World Lounge.
Really? Yeah. Likewise. But I would advise people, if you're DVC and you're not staying on property, you might want to check that out before you make the trek out there, because even before COVID, they were restricting that. And we actually, on checking, because you have to check in to actually get the elevator to go to that, to that level. They were turning people away who weren't staying on property at that time.
And you need a member with you with their card, their ID card. I mean, it's virtual now, but you will need your ID card with you to check in. Also, by the way, if you're a member and you're planning on going over there, you do get free parking at the Contemporary Resort beginning at 5 p.m. If you do have plans to go over there. So if you're visiting from another resort and wondering, maybe, obviously you can take the monorail from somewhere. But if you're not at a non-monorail resort and just want to drive over, you can. Don't worry about having to pay for park or have any problems there. You just say, hey, I'm going to the Top of the World Lounge, check in the security, and you're good to go. So. Finally, last week we were wondering who the godparent will be for the Disney Wish. Well, we have that information for you. And like I said earlier, it's more than one. Many more than one. This from the Disney Parks blog. On Friday, that's today as we're recording this, Disney Cruise Line revealed that all Make-A-Wish children, including past, present, and future Wish recipients, will be honored as the godchildren of the Disney Wish. I think that's such a wonderful idea.
It's awesome. Yeah, totally awesome.
Fantastic that every Make-A-Wish kid is now going to be a godparent for the Disney Wish. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it really, it makes sense because Make-A-Wish and the Disney Wish. And Disney does such fabulous work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it is great that they really made that commitment to honor the kids that are experiencing things as a result of Disney's participation in the Make-A-Wish program.
Yeah, it's just so cool. The story goes on to say this is the first time in Disney Cruise Line history that children are being recognized in this important role that symbolically bestows good fortune on our newest ship. The Make-A-Wish godchildren will play a very special part in the christening of the Disney Wish, which you can watch live on June 29th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Disney Parks blog. They say our godchildren will join the fleet's magical group of godmothers, including Patty Disney, Tinkerbell, Jennifer Hudson, and Mariah Carey. Disney Cruise Line also continues to support the transformative work that wish-granting organizations do every day through other initiatives, including a new merchandise collection and the donation of a stateroom aboard a sailing of the Disney Wish. Also, in celebration of the Disney Wish and the incredible power of wishes, Disney partnered with Make-A-Wish to create an exclusive line of merchandise that includes a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse plush, ear headband, trading pin, spirit jersey, and tumbler. And Disney will donate 10% of the purchase price from the sale of every item in the Disney Wish limited edition collection now through July 18th, 2023. The full Disney Wish limited collection is available aboard the Disney Wish, and select items are also available on shopdisney.com beginning on July 18th, 2022. So great things. Disney and Make-A-Wish Foundation have been tied together and done great things for many, many years, and they just continue to do so, and I just couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah, that's great news.
Yeah. So that's it for the Disney stories of the week. However, we never leave you with easy for me to say late at night, without giving you some sort of tip that might help you on your next vacation. When we do this, we always start with Michelle because she's great, wonderful, gorgeous, all things great in the world. Of course, you just heard it. She has the best lists. She does the best research, but she definitely has the best tips. So let's get to it. Here's Michelle's tip of the week.
Oh, man, you built up for a kind of a small tip here, and one that I've actually used in the past. But knowing that we were doing a music themed episode this time, and that I had 2 lists and not just one. I felt like I'd keep it to a much more simple tip this week, and that is remember to look up.
Michelle classic.
I know. There's so many things that if you're just, going through the park and looking at your phone or trying to look at the next available time on an attraction or whatever, you're missing some of the great things that are around you that the Imagineers really put thought into. And so you don't want to miss it. It's one of the things that really makes the parks even more magical than other types of parks.
Yes. Michelle always has the best tips. That is Michelle's best tip right there. It's seriously, go into the parks and don't look at your phone. Don't stare at the sidewalk. Don't keep looking for where the next attraction is. Just every once in a while, just stroll down Main Street, USA, or wherever you are in the parks and take a look. Stop. Take a look around. See
so
all
many
the greatness
details.
That they've put into, creating this wonderful, immersive park, multiple parks for you to enjoy. There's so much stuff that goes on that that will affect you, but you may not even notice it if you don't really focus on it. So yeah, it's a wonderful tip. Michelle's tip. Always the best tip. For sure.
Oh, man. What about your tip, baby?
Well, for my tip, we talked a lot about summer today, and June happens to be, of course, an extremely popular month for weddings. So if you have an upcoming nuptials, or you may want to think about inviting some of your favorite Disney couples to your ceremony. Ooh, do you think they'll show up? I don't know, but, Mickey and Minnie, maybe Rapunzel and Eugene, Tiana and Naveen. I don't know, whichever Disney couple is the one that you really want at your big day. Well, there's a way you can send them an invitation to your wedding. And it's unlikely. Look, they're very busy. Every one of them. You see them in the parks. They're everywhere. They're always doing stuff. They've got stuff going on. It's unlikely that they'll actually RSVP. Yes. However, they are almost always so happy for you that they'll send you a little something in lieu of their attendance to your big day to help you celebrate. So if you want to do that, and I highly suggest you do, here's the address where you'll want to send your invitation. You'll want to put the name of the characters that you want to invite. So if it's Mickey and Minnie, Rapunzel and Eugene, Tiana and Naveen, whatever, care of the Walt Disney World Communications, just care of Walt Disney World Communications, P.O. Box 10040, Lake Buena Vista, Florida, and the zip code is 32830. Again, care of Walt Disney World Communications, P.O. Box 10040, Lake Buena Vista, Florida, 32830. And who knows, maybe they'll show up. Most likely you'll get a little trinket in the mail to help you celebrate that big day.
Very excellent tip there, sweetie.
Thanks.
Numero uno. Good job.
No, look up is still number one for sure. For sure. Although right now, hydrate is pretty good because it's hot.
Yeah.
So also be sure to hydrate. Anyway, that's it for this week. Next week, we'll be on the cusp of the 4th of July. So we thought we'd help set up the celebration of America's birthday with a look at patriotic Disney characters. That should be a lot of fun, right, Michelle?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Can't wait for that one. I don't know when I'm going to have time to come up with a list of them. So maybe on the fly again, but I'm looking forward to it because there have been a lot of great patriotic Disney characters for sure. So
yeah, it's one of those topics too. I think that you think you don't know anything. And then as you start working on it, it's like, oh yeah, wait, there it is.
There it is.
So. Yeah.
We appreciate that you joined us today. In the future, you can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. The very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventuresPodcast.com. And while you're there,
please say yes to signing up for our newsletter if you haven't done so already.
Yep, just another great way to be involved in the Hyperion Adventures podcast world. Another excellent way is to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. If you are on Facebook, come on over and join us for some good, positive Disney energy fun on our Hyperion Adventurers Facebook group.
Yeah, and if you're already there, tell a friend.
Tell a friend, and if you're already there, thanks for joining in. We love seeing your pictures, hearing your stories, whatever input you provide. We are also on YouTube. If you want to find us there, just do a quick search for Hyperion Adventures Podcast. Hit subscribe. You'll know whenever we have a new video. And if you ever want to contact us for any reason, please hit us up at our Gmail account, HyperionAdventurespodcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. We love hearing from you. And we also love it if you could take time to give us some feedback, whether it's through the Gmail account or through a review. It really helps others find us, and we truly appreciate hearing from you.
And we appreciate everyone who's already given us a review. You've said wonderful things about the show, about us. We appreciate every review we get, and it does help us, one, just know how we're doing, but two, like Michelle mentioned, there are these weird algorithms or whatever that, when you get more reviews, especially 5-star reviews, it does help people that are just searching for Disney podcasts know that this show exists. And we want to grow this community because it's a fun, positive community. Right, Michelle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Totally.
Totally. Let's get out. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. We look forward to sharing some time with you again next week. Until that time, I'm Tom.
I'm Michelle.
And we hope that you have a magical week.
Bye.